Hi everyone, today we are making Vietnamese marble jelly, also known as Rau Câu Sơn Thủy. It's a light, refreshing dessert with beautiful natural patterns. And it's also a popular dessert that many Vietnamese families serve at gatherings and celebrations. The recipe is simple, and I'll share a few tips to help you get those nice marble layers. Let's get started. First, we will add 900 milliliters of water to a pot. And this is the agar powder I'm using. Any brand will work, and we need one packet. It is 25 grams. Gradually add the agar powder to the water while stirring in one direction. This helps prevent it from clumping. Then let the mixture rest for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. This step allows the agar to hydrate and helps shorten the cooking time later when we cook it on the stove. Now we will prepare the coconut layer and the coconut coffee layer. We need 1 can of coconut milk. It's about 400 milliliters. And pour it into a small saucepan. Then add 100 grams of condensed milk. The condensed milk I'm using is a little on the sweeter side. If you are using a different brand, you may want to adjust it to your family taste. Some brands are less sweet, so you can add a little more if needed. Then add 24 grams of sugar, about 2 tablespoons. Then place the saucepans on the stove and cook until the sugar and condensed milk dissolve. When the coconut milk mixture is heated through and just starts to gently bubble, it's ready. After that, take 1 cup of this coconut milk mixture and pour it into a small bowl. This will be used for the coconut layer. Then set it aside for now. Next, add 4 teaspoons of instant coffee to the remaining coconut milk mixture. And keep the saucepan on low heat and stir until the coffee fully dissolves. Then pour the coconut coffee mixture into another bowl and set it aside for later. This mixture will be used for the coconut coffee layer. Now bring the pot of agar mixture that we let rest earlier back to the stove. Give it a good stir to dissolve the agar evenly. We don't need to stir constantly, but make sure to stir it occasionally so the agar doesn't settle at the bottom of the pot. Cover the pot with a lid to reduce evaporation, but keep an eye on it so it doesn't boil over. When stirring the agar mixture, we can use a spoon or a ladle to scoop the mixture from the bottom and put it back into the pot rather than just stirring the surface. This helps the mixture dissolve evenly and keeps the top from drying out. Cook until the agar mixture comes to a boil. Once it starts boiling, lower the heat and skim off some of the foam so the jelly will be clear. After boiling, let it cook for another 4 to 5 minutes or until the mixture becomes clear. Then add 100 grams of sugar and cook until the sugar dissolves. After that, keep the pot on very low heat to keep the agar warm so it doesn't set while we prepare the layers. Now, let's prepare the clear layer. In another bowl, we will add 200 milliliters of water and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Then place the bowl into a larger bowl and pour hot water around it. This helps keep the jelly mixture warm so it doesn't set too quickly while we are working. I'll do the same things for the coconut bowl and the coconut coffee bowl. Each bowl will sit in a larger bowl with hot water around it to keep the jelly warm and prevent it from setting too fast. For the coconut coffee layer, add 1¼ cups of the jelly mixture. Then give it a good stir to combine. For the coconut layer, we also add 1¼ cups of the jelly mixture and stir it well to mix everything together. For the clear layer, I'll use the remaining jelly mixture left in the pot and give it a good stir as well. Now we move on to the jelly pouring step. We will pour the jelly one layer at a time. And you can start with any layer you like. I like to alternate the colors so the jelly creates a beautiful pattern. Also remember to stir the jelly occasionally so it doesn't set too quickly. If the jelly is still too hot, wait a few seconds for the layer to slightly set before pouring the next one. Otherwise, the colors may blend together and the layers won't be very clear. When you pour a different color over the layer below, it will create beautiful patterns in the jelly. If you are new to making jelly and the jelly mixture looks very thin and runny, that just means it's still too hot. But if you see the jelly starting to thicken or form small lumps, that means it has started to set. When that happens, just microwave it for about 30 seconds or a little longer until the jelly mixture becomes smooth and liquid again. The water ratio in this recipe gives the jelly a nice, slightly crunchy texture. This was the only condensed milk I had at home today, so that's what I used. Feel free to use any other brand that you have and adjust it to your family's taste. And for the final layer, I'll pour the clear jelly evenly over the top to give it a nice and smooth finish. I have already filled one container, but I still have some jelly mixture left, so I use the topmost for the remaining jelly mixture. For the larger container, it will take about 2 to 3 hours for the jelly to fully set. Once the jelly has cooled down, you can place it in the refrigerator. For the smaller molds, the jelly will set much faster. This jelly tastes even better when it's cold. And to remove the jelly from the container, you can run a butter knife around the edges and it will come out very easily. When slicing the jelly, make sure to cut in the opposite direction of the layers you pour. That way you can see the beautiful marble patterns inside the jelly much more clearly. For the smaller molds, just use the tip of a knife and gently push it, and the jelly will pop right out of the mold. And that's our beautiful Vietnamese marble jelly. It's light, refreshing, and a tasty snack that's perfect for friends and gathering. If you enjoyed this recipe, please give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment to support our channel and subscribe for more recipes. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.